The Phils are making plays and finding ways to keep the magic rolling at home. The last 7 have been more than just lucky at Citizens Bank Park. Dominant pitching at the start and in relief has set the table for key hits, well-earned W's, and plenty of smiles all around. Well, it's time to keep things rolling here at home for the Phils, but they're facing a formidable foe. The leaders in the American League West, the Arizona Diamondbacks, are in town to take on Maikel Franco and the Phils. It's the start of another 3-game series. The Phils looking to carry over the momentum of the series against the Pirates into the series against the D-backs here at Citizens Bank Park. All right, success at home. It's a 7-game win streak. They've out-hit the opposition 50-48. It's just a marginal advantage, but look at the runs they've scored. They've outscored the opposition by 20 runs. The bullpen's been great, and the starting pitching has been outstanding as well. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We'll hear from Greg Murphy in just a little bit. Starters have been very good. The Diamondbacks starters have been very good. This is a team that is still a little banged up, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Phillies will have their work cut out for them this week.
It's really going to take their temperatures, just see where they sit in the National League, because this Diamondbacks team, I really like them, Tom. And you're going to take a look here. First team to win 7 series to start a season since 2003. That is one stat that really stood out. Bullpen ERA leads all the majors. Starters ERA is 6th in the National League. But the offense, well, it's been struggling a little bit, but recently it's been pretty good.
All right, so .350 batting average with runners in scoring position since the 11th, and it's because this guy's starting to churn a little bit, Paul Goldschmidt.
Okay, the Arizona Diamondbacks are in town. Who's the one guy we don't want to beat us? Well, that's Goldie. Paul Goldschmidt is that guy. Gold Glove defenseman at first base. He can steal you a base. He can run a little bit, and obviously he can take you out of the ballpark.
All right, so the last 12 games for Paul Goldschmidt, .405 batting average, 4 home runs and 9 runs batted in. The last 7 games for the Diamondbacks as a team, they're hitting just .200, but his average is up to .278 since a slow start, and he is a force to be reckoned with. So it is game 1 of this 3-game series. The Phils and the D-backs. Robbie Ray with an ERA of 4.98 will make the start for the Diamondbacks, and Vince Velasquez continues his ascension. This will be his 5th start of the season. Gabe Kapler, after a day off, talking to the media. The players refueled after a day off. We've got some extra guys in the lineup tonight, like Pedro Florimon. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. By Toyota. The Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IVX.com. The Arizona Diamondbacks, a little cloud cover to start today's ball game. Lineup cards have already been exchanged at home plate. There's Aaron Altair. He was the hero of the moment. Actually, he was the hero for several innings because he was 3 for 3 off the bench the other day, including that game-winning hit. Here comes Vince Velasquez heading to the mound to start against the Arizona Diamondbacks, as the Phillies try to keep this winning streak alive against the team that's up over the Dodgers by 4 games in the NL West. The Diamondbacks lineup brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Well, a lot of familiar names. Most familiar, though, is Paul Goldschmidt batting third for the Arizona Diamondbacks, hitting .278 on the year. 4 home runs on the road. He does not have any home runs at home, which is remarkable. They will face the right-hander Vince Velasquez, 1-2. Seems to be getting better with each passing game. His earned run average 3.80. His last time out, he wound up getting the loss, but he pitched well. The offense just did not back him up, Ben.
He has been good his last couple starts. Big arms, hit about 94. Like to see pitches per inning come down a little bit, but the walks, just 5 walks all season. That's something that I don't think we expect out of Vince, but it's really nice to see.
Averaging just under 17 pitches per inning. The first batter he'll face is David Peralta. Let's take a look at our Nissan upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. And we look at our best winning percentages. And yeah, the Phillies are right there with a 14-7 record. Red Sox up top. They lost the series to the A's, but still 17-4. And there's the Diamondbacks, number 2. Gabe Kapler had an off day yesterday, as everybody read. He was in Reading watching some of the prospects. Said today that he had a big old steak at one of the steakhouses outside of Reading. So he had a good day. Here's the first pitch coming to David Peralta, who was 0 for 8 in the series against the Padres. And it's a fastball in there. We're underway, and the count is 0-1. Peralta hitting .310 on the year, 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Mentioned that he's 0 for his last 8. Prior to that, he had hit in 8 consecutive games. So that's why his average sits at .310. He only has 1 official at bat against Velasquez. He's 0 for 1 against him. No balls, 2 strikes. Got him. Just throwing fastballs. 1 out here in the first.
Took the first one. The last 2 just really late on. It's a good sign for Vince. Just 96. Right on by him. Look how tardy he is.
So now it'll be Ketel Marte, who we didn't see last year because he was banged up. This is the young man that they got for Gene Segura from the Seattle Mariners. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. And they like him a lot. They liked him as a shortstop, but now have moved him over towards second base because they love Nick Ahmed's defense. He has a very relaxed grip. I noticed this the other night watching one of their games, with that top hand not having an overwhelming amount of force on the bat. Does that make any sense, Ben?
It's nice and relaxed. Quick hands. I watched his BP today from behind the cage. Ball really jumps off his bat.
2 balls and 1 strike. There's Paul Goldschmidt waiting on deck. Maikel Franco is in on the grass at third. Had a fastball down. It's 3-1. Fouled away, 3-2. Last time out against the Braves, 6 innings, 7 hits, and 3 runs for Velasquez. The Phillies lost that game 7-3. He's got at least 6 innings in each of his last 3 starts. I think that's one of the most important things to notice from Vince.
Yes.
Because there's been times where he could unravel, and he didn't. He just stepped forward. Broke his bat. Well, he's throwing all fastballs here in this first inning. 2 outs.
Just has that ability to throw that hard riding fastball. It doesn't get to the strike zone. It goes through the strike zone. Because of that, you hear it's a big term now, spin rate. Well, how can he spin a baseball? The more spin you put on it, the more backspin you get, obviously, but the more carry you get on it. Watch how this ball, it just doesn't drop. It just stays on plane and blows the bat up of Marte.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt. And a first pitch in there. Well, this is a drastic alignment for Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, Scott Kingery is way over toward the right field line. Aaron Altair is toward right center field. And Hoskins is in left center field. Doesn't matter in this at bat, but that's interesting. We'll talk about that more as the night goes on, as Florimo makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. Diamondbacks go down scoreless. Phillies coming up for the first time when we return. There's Cesar Hernandez. He'll lead things off. Let's take a look at the rest of the Phils lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider according to speedtest.net. So Hernandez bats first. Carlos Santana, who is still looking to get himself going with a 151 batting average, bats second. Florimo makes the start. He'll hit 7th for the Phils, and they'll face the left-hander Robbie Ray, who's 2-0, an ERA of 4.98. He has 32 strikeouts, Ben, in 21 2/3 innings. But he's not necessarily the strikeout pitcher he has been in past years.
No, he's not, and the velocity is way down. I know velocity isn't everything, but he sits just about 92 to 93, curved slider. Decent numbers against the Phillies record-wise, but ERA up there.
Cesar batting right-handed, 5 for 16 in the series against the Pirates.
Whoa.
Wow. I think Gabe Morales is hearing it right away.
Wow.
I thought inside. It looked like Cesar thought low. Outside, 1-1. Here's the first pitch. PJ Wilhans presents our pitch cast. Yeah, bottom of the zone.
That's how he caught it, I guess. It still looked low.
It looked low, like you said, because of the way he caught it. Broken bat looper down the right field line. That'll be in for a base hit. So Cesar's aboard to start the ball game for the Phillies.
There goes the no-hitter.
Was there a thought?
Yeah, and you'll hear Robbie Ray grunting out there. He's still grunting. Ball's just not getting there as quick anymore.
I never got the grunting thing.
A world of talent.
Carlos hitting 151. Carlos, after the games this past weekend, said that he feels like the hits are going to start falling, that he always does start slow. And in reality, for his career, his April numbers are 227. So it's a little lower now at 151. It's remarkable that his on-base percentage is at 301. And it's a credit that he's been able to find ways to get on as Avila smothers that pitch in the dirt.
It is something, his ability to get on via the walk, work at bats. You hope the hits start to come, obviously. But if he can see, keep seeing that amount of pitches, it only helps the ball club out.
1 ball and 1 strike to Santana. Outside, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Cesar leads off first. It's 3-1. Torey Lovullo, the manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks. What a year he had in his first season. 2017 manager of the year, has 108 wins, 93 last year. 3-2. I got to tell you, that grunting is louder than last year.
It is. And early on, the velocity's up.
Well, it's because he's grunting louder. Three balls, 2 strikes. Cesar leads off first. And another throw over. Part of what Jose Flores has said about Cesar is that he's reading pitchers a whole lot better. He thinks. Now, he didn't work with them last year, but just notices that he is reading pitchers better. So you're seeing a little longer lead at first base. He has 5 stolen bases. And Santana's down on strikes. 1 away. And Scott Kingery coming up. Built for Baseball presented by T-Mobile, and that is the Gold Glove Award for Scott Kingery that is presented to him from being the finest in the field in the minor leagues last year. So congratulations to Scott. His games last year were primarily at second base, and we've seen him play second and third and even short, and he's got an unbelievable arm.
Yeah. The fact that he had turned 75 double plays last season. It's remarkable.
J.P. Crawford was his double play combination partner at AAA last year. But he's making his second start in right field tonight. Breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
Not having seen the lineups, I was walking in with Jim Jackson today, and I said, I bet you they put Reese in left, Aaron in center, and Kingery in right. Wouldn't you know it? There you have it.
Did you have a feel for this or something?
I just figured with Robbie Ray, Odubel's played every game except for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Aaron would be in there after his performance the other day, and a lefty on the mound.
Did JJ say you were crazy?
No.
JJ was in agreement?
He was. He goes, we'll see.
I don't know, Ben. That doesn't sound like total agreement. Ball's 2 strikes to Kingery. 1-2. Runner goes. Pitch is lined down the left field line. Foul. Oh. We
could have caught that one.
We would have caught that one. We're not going to get more. We're going to get more than one baseball down there.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
That was a good jump there by Cesar.
It was.
Now, Robbie Ray, for being a lefty, does not have the best move.
Well, you can see that Cesar's reading it, at least the first 2 times, reading it pretty easily.
And Avila doesn't throw like he used to.
2 of 7 so far this year. And Kingery strikes out, so back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
Think he's a max effort guy, Tom?
Well, if he's not, he's trying to be. I remember we talked about this last year, the grunting. Guy tomorrow, too, he grunts sometimes, Zach Greinke. Oh, 0-1. To Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins sitting .323. He's got an outstanding walk percentage, too, as you would imagine. No balls and 2 strikes.
Back.
Rhys Hoskins' walk percentage is close to his strikeout percentage. Walk percentage is nearly 22%. The strikeout percentage 24%. And that's a good sign. 1-2. Dusty Wathan and this Fu Manchu laying down the signs. Jared Altair on deck. Robbie Ray a couple years ago was challenged by his pitching coach Mike Butcher to step on the pedal a little bit when he's out on the mound. He's really struggling, and after a bullpen session, Mike said, step on the pedal a little bit more, a little more intensity as Cesar is back. And what came out of that was the grunting. The first game that after he said that, Robbie Ray grunted, they counted about a dozen times out on the mound, and velocity was up, so he just kept building on it. And he sort of reinvented himself. He's still not at the 500 mark pitching wise. As Cesar goes, it's fouled by Hoskins.
And the paces to which he pitches picked up as well.
Correct. So we joke about the grunting, but we talked about it last year. I mean, it is something that he is doing on purpose to kind of keep himself, I guess for lack of a better word, focused and forceful.
I don't know what's taking Alex Avila so long to get the signs from the dugout.
It's a thinking man's game, Ben. And a strike 3 call. So after the leadoff single by Cesar, 3 consecutive strikeouts. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. On to the second in a scoreless game. It's also our second Hatfield Phillies Frank Dollar Dog Night of the season. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Vince Velasquez goes to work against A.J. Pollock. And Pollock takes high and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Pollock overall hitting .270, 5 homers, 16 RBIs. This guy's always been a good player. He's an excellent defender in the outfield.
Yes. It's a matter of him staying on the field.
Yeah, no question.
Now that's an authentic fan.
It sure is. Looks like it was his birthday. He's got some confetti on him. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Daniel Descalso is on deck. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Velasquez.
See, that's a perfect example of why Vince Velasquez doesn't have to be perfect. Why Nick Pivetta doesn't have to be perfect. He misses his spot completely right here. But when you're blessed with an arm like he has, you can get away with it. Perfect example. And I think he's starting to figure that part out, Tom.
Well, it will only help the Phillies immensely if he does. Here's Descalso, 1 for 5 against San Diego, and the first pitch runs way outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Descalso 184, 2 homers, 7 runs batted in, 2 for his last 17. One ball, 1 strike.
Like there's 1-0 count. He knows he's getting a heater, but to still have it thrown by him like that.
Must be some little movement on it or something. An extra burst. It's so funny. The last 2 starts, Vince wasn't. I mean, he still threw more fastballs than any other pitch, but the changeup and the breaking ball, they were part of the repertoire. This first time through, there's a lot of fastballs that Rick Kranitz is watching.
Scouting reports.
Got him. 97, 3 strikeouts. There are 2 outs here in the second inning. And Nick Ahmed is the batter.
Paint.
There's Jake Arrieta talking about movement and paint. He'll pitch tomorrow against Zach Greinke. Another on paper excellent matchup. Ahmed takes a strike and it's 0-1. Breaking ball, first one of the night. And a strike 3 called. Velasquez has struck out the side. He has 4 through the first 2 innings. He's got some stuff right now. We'll go to the bottom half of the second.
Ball left the yard at the vet. Funny how things all get tied together, isn't it?
Something.
You stick around the game long enough, you're going to tie it all. It's like Kevin Bacon.
7 degrees to Chase's grand slam.
Yeah,
I got it.
That's right. That was a great day. It was the first of many. You know, there had been some talk a couple years before about the Phillies trading Chase and, you know, getting a veteran pitcher in return. I can't remember if it was Tim Hudson or somebody like that. But man, oh man, think about the fortunes of the organization. If that ever happened. Ed Wade, smart man. Here's Aaron Altair to lead it off as we go to the bottom of the second. Altair finished up the series against the Pirates strong with the 3 hits off the bench. It may not seem like a whole lot, but his average is up to 157. It's been raised almost 100 points over the last several games.
3 hits will do for you.
Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes.
Now the 9 outs in this ball game, 7 have been via the strikeout. 7.
Everybody's pacing themselves, Ben.
Seven.
A miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outside, 3-1. Maikel Franco waits on deck. Outside, ball 4. So, second base runner for the Phils. Take a peek at our Toyota turning point with Aaron Altair.
He gets a hanger off Rodriguez. He had seen a couple earlier in the at-bat, and they were good ones. This one, not a good one. He hangs it, and Aaron makes him pay. Your Toyota turning point, Sunday afternoon.
It's a nice way to wrap up that series. Pirates came into the series in first place. They left a game and a half out in the Central. And now Maikel Franco, 241 hitter, 2 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Has a couple hits against Robbie Ray. Breaking ball, and it's 1-1. It's been a pretty good pitch for him for the first couple innings.
It has, and you throw that curveball a little earlier in counts. His put away off-speed pitch is the slider. I mean, he'll throw them both around 25%. In the air to right field, and Dyson is there, and 1 out. Back to first goes Aaron Altair. That may have been the loudest one.
Yeah, and it went up a little bit in the strike zone, that is. And Pedro Florimo making his 2nd start of the year. Take a listen. Another throw over. See if they get Altair moving a little bit here. Another throw over. And again, Altair is back. Fastball to Florimon, and it's 0-1. And a line drive base hit it to right field. Altair to second. He'll hold up there. So that'll put runners on first and second with one man down. And here's Jorge Alfaro. Whether it's a Jake Arrieta gem or a Joel Embiid slam, you never have to miss any of the action from your teams this spring. Download the NBC Sports app to stream our Phillies games and Sixers playoffs on your devices now, and don't miss out on the next amazing moment. A big game tonight for the Sixers to try to put it away and advance to the next rounds. I mean, why not?
I don't see how the Heat can last another game.
There's lead off for Jorge Alfaro. Alfaro takes strike one, 0-1. Fouled away, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Alfaro strikes out. That's 4 strikeouts.
That's a good pitch.
That's probably the best breaking ball he's had.
That's a good pitch because you speed somebody up inside. Robbie Ray obviously has better control to the inside part of the plate to righties. So you speed him up inside, and then you get something like that slider on the same plane, and you're going to swing over the top of it. That's what Lefty did. Comparing Robbie Ray to Steve Carlton. But Lefty could do that to you. Speed you up inside, then he dropped that devastating slider on you. You're done because you don't read spin. And you think to yourself, well, I got to quicken up. Robbie Ray has good velocity tonight, 95, 96. Quicken it up, he swung over the top.
Velasquez takes a fastball at 95 at the knees. It's 0-1. Dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last time out, Velasquez was the guy that got things rolling for the Phils with an RBI single up the middle. Then the next half inning, it didn't go all that well. He allowed the 3 runs. But he can swing the bat.
That stat right there is why he goes that slider. It's deeper in counts.
That's a big time number. 2-1, but he's got more fastball, I think, tonight in some of those swing and miss situations. Runners lead off, not being held on. And a bouncer foul, 2-2. Phillies so far this year with a 9-1 record here at Citizens Bank Park. They're hitting only .230, but they're averaging 5 runs a game. So they're hitting in clutch situations. And the other thing they're doing is that they are walking a lot.
Yes.
And which is extending the life of innings and enabling them to get into the other team's bullpen. Now that may be a disadvantage against these Diamondbacks, but we'll see. Swing and a miss. And there's that slider again. So 5 strikeouts for Ray through 2 innings. Velasquez has 4. We're on to the 3rd in a scoreless game. Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Ben, the question is, who is the all-time home run leader for players born in the state of Delaware? Huh. Answer will be revealed in just a little bit. You weren't born in Delaware, were you?
I was not. Definitely not taxed on those home runs.
We start the top of the 3rd. And Alex Avila will lead things off. Vince Velasquez has struck out 5, including the side in order in the 2nd. And a first pitch in there, 0-1. Avila signed a 2-year contract this past offseason. Hitting a .114. He has struck out 18 times in 34 or 35 at-bats in 41 plate appearances. 18. One ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball and missed low, 2-1. A high fly ball to deep right field. That's going to be a long home run. I mean, that is a huge shot. That's going to go up on the concourse.
My goodness.
In right center field.
My goodness.
That was a shot. 1-0 Arizona on top.
Well, for those 18 strikeouts, he just made up for it there. That is. Did that hit the need help sign?
It landed right underneath. I think it hit a gentleman in the coconut and then shot to the concourse.
I thought it went off the facade up there.
It
above
might
that.
have and then shot down.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, right there. That's a shot. Boing, 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 boing.
Oh, man. Poor kid.
418 feet. Boy, it seemed longer than that, didn't it?
For what?
418. Carl just went out and measured it. 418. Well, 1-0 Diamondbacks. And Gerard Dyson. And it's 0-2. Dyson 0 for his last 10. Young man seems to be okay. There really was nothing he could do.
No.
I mean, that ball hit that sign, and it looked like it picked up its pace when it hit that sign.
That shows you how great the Phillies game day staff is. They're right on it right away, taking care of everybody.
I would agree with that. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Dyson. Check swing. Did he go? No. 2-2. Another one. Dyson's not a big guy, but he's just gotten yard to make it 2-0. Back-to-back home runs for the Diamondbacks. First of the year for Dyson.
This was a no-brainer as well.
Dyson had 5 home runs last year with Seattle.
See that ball leak back out over the plate. Try to get it in. Well, that's a big swing for a little guy, isn't it? But it worked.
Here's Robbie Ray, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. All right, but they're both solo home runs. So the Phillies down 2-0 here in the third. Robbie Ray is 0 for 6 so far. Does have a sacrifice and a walk. One ball and 1 strike. 2-1. Thank you, Jay. Jay McLaughlin letting us know that's the first time the Diamondbacks have hit back-to-back home runs in a game. As Ray flies out to Hoskins. 1 out for David Peralta, who's coming up for the second time. Diamondbacks now have 23 home runs, middle of the pack in the National League. They average 4.5 runs per game. Even though they're only hitting .201 over the last 6 games, not counting today, they do have 16 extra base hits during that time. It's a series against the Giants, a series against the Padres, but averaging only 3 runs per game. They can do that, and that's a good changeup. They can do that because their bullpen's been so good. The starters have been good. ERA over 3, just over 3, 5th best in the National League. But the bullpen has an ERA of 1.88.
They can shut you down.
0-2 pitch. There are members of that bullpen, some of whom will go and cut some trees down after the game.
Bradley Boxberger.
Yeah, Bradley's the one with the longer beard. There he is. Peralta fouls it off again. And it remains 1-2. Here's that pitch before. Velasquez rolled his ankle a little bit. Got him. Well, Faro hangs on. 5 strikeouts. So the Diamondbacks now have switched places with the Phillies in run differential with the 2 runs they've scored tonight. I looked at that number yesterday and I thought, because the Phillies offense, you know, as good as this win streak has gone, and there's been a lot written about it, the offense is not clicking at the highest gear right now. But the fact that they've pitched so well leads you to believe that there's some pretty good times ahead if they can start hitting a little bit more. I mean, they've hit enough. They've hit in the clutch.
So April 24th, Tom, do you think the Diamondbacks can sustain it?
I think they can, as long as their pitching sustains itself. I really do. Because they're going to get better. Lamb's coming back.
Yeah.
They got Owings now. Yeah, I think they can sustain it. Torey Lovullo seems to be doing a heck of a job as the manager. They've got a very good hitting coach. 2 balls, no strikes. Fly ball toward the left field line. And Hoskins is there. Well, the side is retired. 2-run score, a back-to-back solo home runs. Take a break, shoot some dogs. We'll be back after this. SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Last of the 3rd. Phillies down 2-0. And back to the top of the order. Cesar Hernandez singled his last time up. First pitch fastball low, 1 ball, no strikes. It'll be Hernandez, Santana, and Kingery.
They've had the leadoff batter on the first 2 innings, but not able to chase him around.
I wonder if they do it this time. You've seen Cesar try to steal a couple times, but if they'll just go. I mean, I know they're going to pick their spots, but just to kind of put things in motion a little bit. One ball and 1 strike.
And if Cesar could push one to the right side, that would just be, because the way Robbie Ray finishes, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if he could get it somewhere sandwiched in between Goldschmidt and Robbie Ray, it's not going to happen here. It's 2 strikes, but that momentum carries him to the right side.
Ooh, hopefully umpire flinched a little bit on that one. 2-2. Thought better of it. But you're right, there is a lot of room there, and Goldschmidt's off the line. Pretty close.
I'm watching video of Ray today. His takeaway is so fast. Yes, he's out of the windup, but it is so quick as to when he gets his right leg in the air. Something the hitters have to be ready for. Robbie Ray does not like that call either. Shows his disgust. This pitch looked pretty good as well. Three innings in a row. Leadoff guy on.
Santana struck out his first time up, one of 5 strikeouts for Ray. First pitch over, it's 0-1. Robbie Ray's a strikeout for 9 innings, 13.2 this year. That's tops in Major League Baseball. He and his teammate Patrick Corbin, who had a heck of a week, are among the leaders in that category. And that one's pulled toward the hole at shortstop, a base hit. Back-to-back base runners for the Phils. First and second with nobody out. And here comes Scott Kingery.
Oh, to keep your hands back. Carlos way out in front of this, but if you keep your hands back, you still can do some damage. It doesn't hit that hard. See him get out in front, but look at those hands stay back. Finish through the baseball. This is how you don't A, hook it foul, but B, still hit it hard enough to get it through.
Kingery fouls it back, 0-1. Kingery making his second start of the season. His second one in right field. Back in college at Arizona, and we told you this before, but he had 47 starts his redshirt freshman year in center field, 4 in right field. The next year he started 27 games in the outfield before moving to the infield full time. 0-2. So this whole switch to the outfield has not been, he's not been blind to it. No balls and 2 strikes. Up foul. To the dirt. 1-2.
Nice play.
Hey, you know the other thing, they are making his pitch count go up. I mean, he's at 50 pitches.
See how Avila gets over top and smothers that. That is textbook.
Now the right field line, and it remains 1-2. Time is called. Swing and a miss. Got him with that breaking ball again. It is a wipeout slider. And that's 6 strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
Well, you strike out a lot of guys, more than likely you're going to throw a lot of pitches. Pitch at 52. I know their bullpen's good, but to see Robbie Ray get out of the game here. Bottom just falls out of this one.
Hoskins the batter, and he takes way outside. Robbie Ray lifetime 2-1 against the Phillies. He's got more than a strikeout per inning pitched in the previous innings. And he's doing that again here tonight. 1 ball and no strikes to Hoskins. In the dirt. Gill's doing a nice job on some of these breaking balls.
Sure is.
You figure one will get away.
See him moving to his left again. Is that mid down?
Balls and no strikes. I know Reese usually has the green light. Is that the case here, you think? Well, I guess it is a better case because he does not want to walk the bases loaded.
No. You have a hot Aaron Altair who walked his last time up, hitting behind you. But if there's one time where you know you're going to get a pitch, it's going to be here.
Outside, ball 4. Bases are now loaded.
And I say that because he has done a very good job of mixing his pitches tonight. But 3-0, you know what you're going to get.
Well, look at that. I mean, look at that number. 56 pitches for Robbie Ray. You know, just thinking about a lot of the things that have gone right for the Phillies since the start of the season. Mike Butcher's going to come out. And that'll be a visit for the Diamondbacks. But thinking about some of the things the Phillies have put together since the first game of the season, the first week or so, we're talking about the number of pitches they see per at bat. We're like, all right, well, it's the first week of the season. Now it's become consistent. Their numbers have not gone down as far as pitches seen. So with 1 out after a meeting on the mound, here's Aaron Altair.
I like this matchup right now.
Breaking ball, and it's 0-1. That was the curveball, not the slider, but it was a get me over curveball, maybe to get him back.
Sometimes that'll get the pitcher back into his arm slot. I think that 3-2 slider that he threw Cesar really baffled him. He thought he had the good pitch. I think he's just kind of been out of sorts ever since then. To lead off the inning here.
Cesar's dancing off the third base bag. And the 0-1 cracked foul past Dusty Wathan. 0-2.
Here's the 3-2 to Cesar. Just at the top, but you see him, the way he shakes his head, walks off the mound, turns his back on Gabe Morales. He really wanted that pitch.
I think the one before, which you can see was on the line, the top one on the line, that was the one he called a ball also, but called the other one a strike. 0-2. 1-2. A little extra grunt to it there.
This is not finesse pitching.
Not at its finest, no. And a line drive out toward right center field. On the run is Peralta. He dives. He can't get it. I should say Pollock. And this may clear the bases. Hernandez scores. Here comes Santana. Now they hold Hoskins at third. We're tied up at 2.
So now Aaron is 4 for his last 4 with a walk mixed in. I said I like the matchup. He's just seeing everything really well right now. Got a couple strikes on him. This is a good piece of hitting because it's a breaking ball in on him. He stays through it and hits a slice to right center. Pollock cannot get there. Good piece of hitting here by Aaron Altair. Rhys Hoskins has to hold up because he doesn't know if it's going to get down or not. Luckily for Pollock, Dyson's there to back him up. Phil's tied up.
So a 2-run double. RBI's 11 and 12, and now it's Maikel Franco with 2 more runs in scoring position. Phillies now with 2 runs on 4 hits. Swing and a miss. Set a ball in the dirt. No balls, 1 strike.
Game on Sunday. Pirates throw up a 2 spot in the 5th. Phillies answer with a 2 spot in the 5th. This time it happens in the 3rd.
Two to Franco. John Maley before the ball game today working with Maikel Franco. A little soft toss, a little front toss. He's trying to work with his hands. So Mal's watching here, hoping that he can get a base hit to drive in 2 more. You got good speed at second base and Altair if there's a single. In the dirt, 1 and 2. In the air to left field. Going back on it is Peralta. Hoskins tags at third. Peralta makes the grab. The throw goes to third, and the Phils will take the lead. Sacrifice fly for Maikel Franco. He was clapping his hands as soon as he left the batter's box.
Nice job of hitting. Take what they're going to give you, right? Again, a couple of strikes on you, shorten up, find a way to get the ball in the air. That's what Maikel does.
Pedro Florimon is now due up. Florimon singled to right field his last time. Well, if you're Torey Lovullo, and you probably already thought about this, your starting pitcher is at 66 pitches, and we're not even done with the bottom of the third. You know you're going to be going to the bullpen relatively early in this ball game.
That's so good by Maikel right there. They're just trying to get him to just take the effort level way down. That's what he did. He just trusted his hands and did enough to get the job done.
Florimon fooled on that curveball.
This will be the 32nd pitch this inning.
Yeah, it'll be number 70 in the game.
Good swing.
Those are the total pitches so far. And a strike three called. 7 strikeouts for Robbie Ray, but the Phillies scored 3 runs in the inning. A 2-run double by Altair, a sac fly by Franco. We're on to the 4th. Purifier. It cleans the air of toxins and allergens and clears the air for your employees. Literally, nobody does it better than who? Who but W.B. Mason? Well, now Vince Velasquez has a lead to work with thanks to Maikel Franco and Aaron Altair. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Phillies infield plays him to pull. The outfield, as we pointed out before, plays with a drastic overshift with Hoskins in left center field and Altair in right center field. I mean, look how far over they are. I mean, sometimes that plays into, I guess it would play into the head of a hitter if they're, you know, if they're looking at this shift. Florimon.
Nice play.
Yeah, really nice play on the glove side. Wow. Throws out Goldschmidt and one away.
That's tougher than it looks because he had to range to his left, pirouette, and make a good firm throw on to Carlos at first base. Excellent play. But you're right, Tom. I think that with that whole shift thing, I don't think it would affect someone like Paul Goldschmidt because he uses the whole field, but they have the reason to do what they do.
Yeah. Well, shifting, Murph, is something that we're seeing more and more of with the Phillies this year. And, you know, for the most part, it's working more often in recent weeks.
It certainly is. I had a very interesting conversation with Mike Calitri today, who is the Phillies manager of advanced scouting. We were talking about shifting and the Diamondbacks in particular, and I asked him, you know, if a guy like A.J. Pollock, if he's a difficult guy to shift against because he uses the whole field. He said, you know what, Murph, from top to bottom, this Diamondbacks club is a difficult team to shift against because, as you mentioned, Ben, you know, guys like Paul Goldschmidt, guys like Pollock, guys like Peralta, they use the entire field. And again, it makes it very difficult for them to set up their defense. So what do? Well, you trust the numbers a little bit, and you take a look at what Pollock has done this year as he grounds out right there. But you can see he sprayed his 20 hits all over the field, including his power. He's got one home run to right. He's got a couple to left. So he's using the entire field. So what might you see the Phillies do in this series? Well, a little bit of what you just saw with Paul Goldschmidt. It'll be a little bit more situational. A look at the score of the game, where they're at in the game, how many guys are on base, and they will adjust their shifting that way and not just rely on the numbers and where a guy hits it most of the time, because this is a team that can beat the shift in the traditional sense.
Yeah, and even this with Descalso up here, I mean, this is a little more drastic shift in center field and left field. I mean, Altair is over even to the left of the 409 in left center field. Kingree's pretty much, I wouldn't say straight away, but he's a couple steps from being straight away. Well, one pitch coming from Velasquez. Popped up shallow right field. Kingree a long run in. He says he's got it. And what an easy inning this was for Vince Velasquez. A 1-2-3 fourth. We played 3.5. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 3-2 Phillies lead. Nissan.com. Whitey and HK, friends for life. Two beautiful statues here at Citizens Bank Park. The two located inside the ballpark. And outside you've got Robin Roberts, Mike Schmidt, and Steve Carlton. Here's Jorge Alfaro to lead off the fourth. Alfaro struck out his first time up. And a first pitch low, 1-0. So Jorge offensively is scuffling over the last couple weeks. I mean, he's hitting under 180 or 185 now. 182 is his batting average. He struck out in the second, making his 13th start. Defensively, though, I was going over pop times for catchers, and his is the fourth best in all of Major League Baseball right now. Which the pop time is the, how quickly you can get it and release it to second base. So his pop time is 1.91. You remember what yours was at your best?
I just went by whether the guy was out or not.
Way to look deeply into it.
I caught it, stood up, and threw it as hard as I could to second.
Number one in Major League Baseball. I don't know if this is a surprise or not. He hasn't played a whole lot this year. We didn't see him because when the Marlins were here, he was injured. But JT Realmuto is number one.
Really?
In pop time. Number two is Chris Stewart. But again, he hasn't played a whole lot with the Braves.
I know talking to Bob Stumpo, he said Jorge's actually had a couple low 1.8s. A couple 1.82s.
Yeah, this is the average.
Which 1.91 is excellent.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
It's excellent. He's getting to his feet quickly. The release is there, and that's what made Pudge Rodriguez so deadly, because of his stature. He got to his feet very quickly. Pudge only 5'8". Plus he had a bazooka attached to his shoulder, so that helped. But that's why he was. I heard talks of him getting between 1.6, 1.7 at times.
Wow,
which
really?
is absurd.
A strike three called. Alfaro down looking. That's 8 strikeouts for Robbie Ray. Friday when the Phillies take on the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget that's a 7:05 first pitch. Now after the game, stay for a free post-game concert featuring Grammy-winning artist Zedd. Your game ticket, Finley, is your concert ticket. No additional purchase is necessary. Enhance your experience by purchasing a field pass to enjoy the show up close from the infield. All fans 15 and older, which that would exclude Finley.
That would exclude Finley.
Will also receive a free pair of Coca-Cola affiliates headphones. Tickets and field passes are on sale now at phillies.com/Zed. Velasquez fouls the 0-1. It's 0-2.
My 10-year-old cannot get past the fact that just the one ticket enables her to go to the concert after. So I need a ticket for the game and then a ticket for the concert. I said no.
Is she going to the game to watch the concert?
She wants to go.
Yeah. Bouncer foul. Does she like Zed with Marin Morris? Is
Yes.
that why? Is that what it is?
Yes.
That's the hot hit right now.
Yes, it is.
You gonna let her go?
She wants to go.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a few practices and/or games going on between the 4 little ones.
Well, but that's the thing. She can get here in the 4th inning, watch the Phillies game. As Velasquez strikes out. 9 strikeouts for Robbie Ray. 2 outs here in the 4th. Well, again, if Finley wants, she can also get passes to go on the field. She can purchase passes to go on the field with her paper route money. Cesar punches it foul on the bunt. It's 0-1.
Yeah, that song is, the kids always sing it. Meet me in the middle, I'm losing my mind just a little.
Yep.
Big fans of it.
There are 3 different writers to that song. And Zed contributes on the mix. In the dirt. Bunted again toward third and foul. So it's 1-2. He's thinking, man, if I can get it down, I'm going to outrun Descalso's throw.
His ability to deaden the baseball is something. Some guys will just bunt it hard all the time. You can just drop it down. You may have wanted that one too, Tom.
He sure did want that one. Dang it. PJ Willehans presents our pitch cast. Let's see where it was. Well, it's close. That one's not so close. 3-2.
That's what he does. He keeps you honest inside enough. If he does throw a 4-seamer away and dots it, a lot of times you'll be looking for that ball in, and it doesn't seem like you can reach that ball away. There's the knuckle curve.
Now the 3-2 pitch coming yet again to Cesar Hernandez. Swing and a miss. 10 strikeouts for Robbie Ray through 3 innings. It's the 15th time in his career he's had 10 strikeouts or more. We'll move on to the top of the 5th. The Phil's up by 1. Ray. So far, these guys have put together a little strikeout display.
And Robbie Ray with 10. Doing it with a mixture, assortment of pitches here. Vince predominantly with the fastball. Robbie Ray's gotten some with the fastball, some with the curveball, some with the slider. Both has been spot on tonight for the most part with regards to the strikeout.
So 15 strikeouts between the two. The There's a difference of 39 pitches between the two hurlers. As Nick Ahmed leads it off. And it's popped up. Santana is over and out of room. At the knees, no balls and 2 strikes. Ben, how's it going for the Redskins fans?
Not good.
Nope. Looks like they're enjoying their fries, though. Outside, 1-2. Off the screen. But it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Showed the graphic during the open tonight what their numbers are with runners in scoring position. Fortunately for Velasquez, the 2 runs they've scored have been 2 solo home runs, so nobody's been on base or in scoring position for the Diamondbacks. Those are the only 2 hits they have tonight as he tries to run that fastball to the outer edge. 2-2. They've won 7 straight games here at Citizens Bank Park. Now that's a number that's notable because prior to that, and you know, Gabe and Chris Young, they weren't here for the 7 straight wins, but prior to that, the Diamondbacks had been 4-18 here at the ballpark. Phillies had dominated them. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He probably went. No, this is the first base umpire, Ed Hickox. Well, the man's a police officer, so that's ball 4. First walk issued by Velasquez. This Friday, when the Phillies take on the Braves, the Coca-Cola Phillies headphones given out to fans 15 and older. And a reminder, you can stay after the game, Finley, for a free post-game concert featuring Zed. Order your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Fastball 0-1.
It's a shame to lose Ahmed right there. Got him down 0-2 and up walking him.
Diamondbacks have won 7 straight here. Cardinals have won 9 straight at Great American Ballpark. Red Sox have 2, including 7 at Great American Ballpark. The Reds and the Rockies, they hate to see interleague play. Here's the 0-1 pitch coming to Avila. And it's high, 1-1.
Speaking of Angels, by the way, Mike Trout, number 10 already.
Yep. One and two. Diamondbacks are yelling that that ball is up. Well, that may have been a tad high.
Nice job by Jorge, though, pulling that thing down. Hot shot toward second base, past Cesar. Ahmed will stop at second, and now first and second with nobody out. Avila scorched 2 balls tonight.
Well, Gerard Dyson scorched 1 in the 3rd inning.
Try and get a fastball in. It runs back up out over the plate. Put a good swing on it.
Dyson's tough to double up. Runners lead off first and second. That one's in there. Breaking ball, 1-1. More breaking pitches this time through.
Yes.
For Velasquez. He bunts in the air, foul, 1-2. A little surprised he would bunt.
I have no idea what's going through his head right now.
I mean, he could beat out a bunt, but that wasn't a bunt to beat it out for a hit, the way he was standing.
Well, he doesn't need a lot of room because the way he can run, but he hits a home run his last at bat, and Robbie Ray's on deck.
Right.
You going to bunt the bases loaded to have the pitcher hit? That was a poor decision there.
Now they could pinch hit, but there is nobody up in the pen. In the dirt, 2-2. Bouncing ball toward first, foul, although Santana was trying to sell it. So we'll do it again. Crossed him up. 3-2. Just the way Jorge caught that ball.
I think it's just a bad breaking ball.
So he thought maybe he crossed him up and he started getting up thinking it was a fastball.
No, I think it was just he just kind of stood up that way just to catch it because he knew it wasn't going to break it anymore.
And ball 4, that'll load up the bases. It didn't look like an awful pitch, but it was out of the strike zone according to the home plate umpire. And now Robbie Ray is coming up. Now, is this where you would give up a mound visit if you're Jorge and go out and talk to him?
Without a doubt. Rick Kranz might come out here. You have all of them left. You have 6 left. Let's go out, give him a breather. Get his mind off it for a quick minute.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. Breaking ball, 0-2. Outside, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss, so 1 out. But now you have the top of the order to deal with. The double play is in order. And David Peralta, who's been struck out twice, will be up for the 3rd time.
And if you're Vince Velasquez and Jorge Alfaro, you have to think to yourself, is he going to try and set me up here? He's blown fastballs by him his first 2 at-bats for 2 punch-outs. So you're thinking, is he going to gear up for one here? You got to be careful of him just sitting dead red, starting maybe a little bit earlier, trying to get that bat head out.
Phillies middle infielders will look to turn 2. Franco is even with the bag at 3rd. Santana back behind the bag at 1st. And they do think that, and they go with a changeup. I guess that's listed as a curveball. It just wasn't a good curve. And it's 1-0. That really didn't have a whole lot of loop to it. And now Rick Kranitz will come out. Victor Arano is starting to throw in the bullpen. There's Arano. A little early for him, but with the off day yesterday, he could go a couple if they need him to. And it has started to rain here at the ballpark.
Said right around 9 o'clock we might get a little bit of weather.
Oh, they are close to that, huh? Popped up foul, 1-1. That poor guy right there. I think his poncho got in the way of him getting that foul ball. Fouled away again. And now it's 1-2. Here we go. Here we go. Has he got it? I got it. Yeah. 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 He's got beer going everywhere when he gets the baseball. One ball, 2 strikes. Pulled toward first. That's a fair ball over the first base bag. 1 run is in. Here comes Avila. He'll score. Dyson will hold up at third. It's a 2-run double, and it's now a 4-3 ball game.
So Peralta finally turns around this fastball.
That must have just went right over the bag.
Had to have. Set up away, ends up in just over the outstretched Carlos Santana.
Phillies will play the infield in with Marte up with a speedy Dyson over at third. 4-3 Diamondbacks on top here in the top of the 5th. Phillies starters had allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in 12 consecutive starts. So that ends here. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, if you walk Marte, you've got the very dangerous Goldschmidt on deck. And he may face Arano instead of Velasquez.
This has been a stressful inning.
Yep.
Big time.
28 pitches. But again, it's only a 1-run deficit. You got some heavy lifting to get out of it, but you can get out of it here if you're Vince.
Absolutely.
Two at 2. Bird's eye view of Arano warming up. Rade's picked up just a little bit. This will be pitch number 33 for Velasquez. Jerry Beals is the crew chief. He's the third base umpire. This was very much expected. This stream of showers coming through. The dirt 3-2. I gotta say, Marte fouling off all those fastballs is kind of what forced Velasquez to throw the breaking ball. And now he falls behind 3-2. Now he has first base open, but you've got Goldschmidt in the on-deck circle. So you're not trying to just fiddle around with Marte. You're trying to get him out. And the 3-2 pitch coming. Opposite way, foul again. Nice grab.
Very good grab.
Excellent technique. Attaboy. Love the reaction from the kid. I love it. You are an athlete. Popped him up. Florimo looking out toward left. Hoskins coming in. Dyson tagging from third. Draws the throw. 2 outs. That's a good battle right there that Velasquez just won.
Sure is. Even Dyson can't score from there.
Gabe Kapler's coming out. That's going to be it for Velasquez. So a pitching change. They'll bring in the fresh arm of Verano to face Paul Goldschmidt. So we've got a pitching change with 2 outs here in the 5th. 2 runs are in. Velasquez responsible for the other 2 runners. We'll be back with Victor Arano right after this. Start in 2018. Out of the bullpen, Victor Arano took the mound for the first 3 weeks of the season and retired all 22 batters he faced. The 23-year-old rookie from Casamaloapan, Mexico, pulled off a 1-2-3 inning on 3 pitches. He did it against the Braves, becoming the first Phil to do so since Jamie Moyer performed the task in 2010. Arano has stepped up big for the Phil's pen. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, here is Victor Arano, who will come on to face Paul Goldschmidt on in relief of Velasquez with 2 outs and runners on second and third. The rain falling here at the ballpark. First pitch from Arano, a swung on and missed, 0-1. Again, the same kind of overshift, with Hoskins in left center and Altair in right center. As you look at Arano's numbers, 11 strikeouts and 10 1/3.
If he could ever use a strikeout, now's the time. Talked about the other day, the bullpen's ability. Sometimes you just flat out need a strikeout.
Nice play by Alfaro. Phil's bullpen is tops in the National League in victories with 8. Tied with the Mets. They haven't been overworked at all. 72 innings, which is tied for 12th in the National League. At a .201 batting average against. Down the right field line, Kingery will give it a peek, but it's out into the seats. Unfortunately, the precipitation that's here is probably going to be here for a bit. One ball and 2 strikes. Runners lead off. Just off the outside corner. Pretty close pitch. And a strike 3 call. Wow. Man, did that slider have some bite on it. The Diamondbacks do score 2. They leave 2. We'll leave for the bottom of the 5th with the D-backs up 4-3. Santana will lead it off. He singled his last time and scored a run. They're covering up that hole where he got his base hit the last time, at least a little bit more. Got a first pitch outside, 1-0. Just as we were saying that they covered up the hole, the third baseman Descalso moved over another step toward the line. Breaking ball, and it's 1-1.
That was such an amazing job of pitching by Victor Arano.
Yeah,
it really was. Undaunted.
And it was a huge pitch. It was a huge at bat. Listen, if he had walked Goldschmidt, it's not the worst thing in the world, because then you go after A.J. Pollock, who's a solid hitter. But he's not Goldschmidt. But a beautiful cut on that slider.
I thought the fastball before it was a good pitch as well.
It was. Now 3-1 to Santana. him up. He'll be out of play. It's 3-2. Mike Butcher on the phone. They may pull the cover off that tarp and get somebody up for the Diamondbacks. Off the hands, out toward left center field. A.J. Pollock is out there and puts it away. 1 out. Well, even in the rain, the yard is a good place to be. You can check out the yard by going to Phillies.com/the yard. It's open before and during each and every Phillies game. And look what you get to do if you're a kid. I mean, is that not awesome? You can even pose a little bit, little bat flip into the bucket. Also at the yard, you can test your velocity on the speed pitch, and you can shoot off the Hatfield hot dog shooter. And don't forget to stop by for nice swing. Don't forget to stop by and get some ice cream. Turkey Hill is selling some ice cream out at the yard. Again, go to Phillies.com/the yard for more information.
Smart young lady. She said, I don't want that skinny little yellow one. I'm going for the big red one.
No balls at 1 strike to King Reeves. 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. 0-2.
22 strikeouts early on here for Scott Kingery. If he were to play 150 games, Tom, he's on pace to strike out 165 times. That's something you envisioned?
No, but I just think that he's going through that adjustment period where they're adjusting to him. I just think he'll figure it out. But I did not expect him to strike out that much. Partly because his numbers in the minors didn't really dictate that he would.
That's what I'm saying. He's gotten some tough draws as well.
Scott grew up just outside the Phoenix area, where he went to the Little League World Series. In the West region, he said his favorite player was Ryan Howard. And then later on, he said it was Stephen Drew. Avila flips it over to first, and Kingery's retired. 2-3. And now Rhys Hoskins is coming up. This is Robbie Raves at 100 pitches.
3 times Scott has swung at that slider for those strikeouts, down and in. Just cannot see any rotation.
I think the grunts are going to get a little louder here as he tries to finish off the 5th inning. He has 11 strikeouts. His career high is 14. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
To have 11 through 4 2/3.
Dropped a curveball in, 1-2. That was a strike. It was big. Good swing.
It's a lot of pitches. Troy Lavello really wants to get Robbie Ray a possibility of getting this W. That's a lot of pitches.
It sure is. Three and two. Broke his bat, looped it out towards center field, and it drops for a hit. Second time that Hoskins has been aboard tonight. A 2-out single. And Aaron Altair is the scheduled hitter, and here comes Torey Lavello. No, he gave him Hoskins, and they're going to go to the bullpen. Fernando Salas is going to come into this game. He's 1 out away from leaving in an official ball game if he gets 1 out, leaving with the lead. And his reaction, I think he understands it, though.
He understands. It's not Torey Lavello's fault he's thrown 107 pitches.
So a pitching change for the Diamondbacks into their bullpen with a runner at first. Awesome hat and other VIP surprises. Compliments of NBC Sports Philadelphia. Get discounted tickets plus free swag. Head over to Phillies.com/AuthenticFan to grab your seats and hat right now. Well, Robbie Ray 1 out away from being in line, even though it was a light lead, but being in line for a victory, but he couldn't get that last out. So his night is done. Here's Salas, who's been good in 10 games. He has a 1.32 earned run average for the Diamondbacks. Their bullpen overall is a 1.88 ERA, tops in the National League. One ball and no strikes. Aaron Altair would like to change this stat, but the Diamondbacks bullpen has an OPS allowed of 587. I mean, that's really good. That's slugging and on base percentage together. Right. I mean, that's really good. Now, the #2 team in the National League the Phillies with a slugging percentage against, or an OPS against, of .616. Then the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Mets. But .587 is incredible. .616 is really good also. There have been some years where that would lead it, .616. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Altair. Popped up foul, and it will sit 1-2. Folks have their ponchos on. I think those are the better ponchos. They're a little heavier. Out to center field. A.J. Pollock's venturing back, and he's there. The side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Diamondbacks will take a 4-3 lead into the 6th inning. Ranger Suarez had a nice week. 15 innings, 12 strikeouts. He's our pitcher of the week. And Archimedes Gamboa from the Clearwater Threshers, he's the player of the week at .368 with a couple RBIs. Congratulations to those 2 guys. Down in the minors tonight, Lehigh Valley and Norfolk have been postponed. They'll make it up tomorrow as part of a doubleheader. Akron leads Reading 7-1. Cornelius Randolph, an RBI double. And here is A.J. Pollock. By the way, speaking of the Reading Fightins, congratulations to that organization. That's a tremendous organization. But also to some of the players here for being part of this. The Reading Fightins helped open up as that ball is hit back toward the middle by Pollock. And a leadoff single against Durano here in the 6th inning. But the Reading Fightins were part of helping to open Baseball Town Dream League Fields, a stadium built 100% with Baseball Town charities fundraising money and 100% implemented by Baseball Town charities. Scott Hunsinger and his organization, they do so much great work in the community, as all the Phillies minor league teams do. But it's a credit to the players. All of the Reading Fightin' players were out at the grand opening this past weekend. And the video, which is available online by going to the Fightins website, shows the players interacting with the folks with the Miracle League. And again, even the players here, and Dusty Wathen, who managed in Reading, even the players here were part of not only the fundraising at points, but also the clinics that have gone on to help the Miracle League and the leagues in the Reading area. But congratulations to them. It was a beautiful venture on their part, and just incredible work that was done to get that field done. It's a beautiful field too. It's all turf, because it then enables the folks in wheelchairs and walkers to take part in it. Two balls and no strikes to Descalso. Outside, 3-0.
It's always nice to give back whenever you can.
Well, they certainly have done that. Three and one.
The ball on the ground right here.
Outside, ball 4. Pretty close pitch. And that puts runners on first and second.
I just don't know how you take that. 3-2.
I think it's hard to. You're putting everything in the in the umpire's hands.
Seriously.
Rick Kranitz asked for time. He's running out to chat with Arano. Phillies are going to get somebody up in the pen. Rick Kranitz does not want to be part of the action, but he wanted to stop action so he can get out there. And Tommy Hunter up here in the 6th inning. The Phillies feel like, well, first of all, the rain is falling, but they also just want to stop the bleeding here and give themselves a chance offensively. He went around, so it's 0-2 to Ahmed. Ahmed has walked and scored. He's also gone down looking. In the dirt, 1-2. Good play by Alfaro. Check swing and foul tip. Yep, he went around and tipped it, held on to by Alfaro.
Thought I heard something.
Not only that, it was a good pitch too. Second strikeout for Arano. By the way, earlier today, Nick Williams, the Philly fanatic, and a whole host of Phil's front office members were out to officially celebrate the start of the Phillies Home Runs for Trees program. The tree planting marks the 7th year in a row the Phils and PGW are partnering with the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society on its efforts to plant 1 million trees. It's an ambitious effort. It encompasses 13 counties in southeastern Pennsylvania, and parts of New Jersey and Delaware. So for each home run hit by a Phillies player during the season, a tree will be planted as part of the program. To this date, 888 trees have been planted through the Home Run for Trees program.
When Nick comes back in 30 years, see how big his tree got.
1 ball, 1 strike to Avila. Just missed inside. 2-1. And a line drive base hit to right center field. That's the 3rd hit of the night for Avila. A run will score. And he now has 2 RBIs.
And the first run Victor's given up.
Yeah, Victor Arano had not given up a run in his big league career. So that one is charged to him. It's an RBI single. It's now 5-3 Arizona.
Alex Avila coming into the game hitting 114 with 1 homer and 2 RBIs.
Had 18 strikeouts and 35 at bats. So here comes Gabe Kapler. That's going to be it for Victor Arano. Tommy Hunter's going to come on to face Jared Dyson. So a pitching change. Arano is responsible for the 2 runners on base. Phillies are down 5-3 here in the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back right after this. All right, Ben, here we go. The question is, who is the all-time home run leader for players born in the state of Delaware?
The first state. I immediately thought of home run hitters, the Diamondbacks.
Right.
And I immediately thought of Luis Gonzalez.
Luis Gonzalez would be incorrect, Ben.
But I remembered he grew up in the Tampa area with Tino Martinez.
Correct, Mundo.
So I'm going to go with the only prolific power hitter that I know, Paul Goldschmidt.
Paul Goldschmidt is correct. 180 home runs. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. He didn't spend a whole lot of time in Delaware. He was born there. I think stayed for, I remember him telling us several years ago, it was only for a little while. before moving on to Texas. Here's Tommy Hunter to face Gerard Dyson. Phillies infield comes in a little bit. Dyson hits it out towards shortstop. Floremone's got it, steps on the second base bag, throws a one-hopper to first, and the inning is over. Just like that, as easy as can be.
Easy peasy. That's really the only way you're going to double up Gerard Dyson. Have a bullet, hit a Pedro Floremone on to Carlos Santana. 6-3, inning-ending double play.
Jeff now, or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Diamondbacks 5, Phillies 3. Let's take a look at our Hyundai defensive plays of the game.
Both by Pedro Floremone, off the bat of Paul Goldschmidt. And then the inning-ending double play, which you just saw there. Your Hyundai defensive plays of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Well, here's Fernando Salas to face Maikel Franco. Franco is 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Phillies down by 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 0-1. One ball and one strike. Two and one. Back toward the middle and a base hit for Franco. I bottle that. Leadoff single for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 6th. Floremone is coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, guys, the Phillies fan wagon was on the move once again. This was yesterday. It traveled to a number of Giant stores in the greater Philadelphia area. In Alden and Springfield, Havertown and Wynwood, Mickey Morandini and the Sarge. They were on hand. They were giving out some goods, some NBC Sports Philadelphia swag and Giant giveaways and exclusive raffle items as well. Even the Fanatics stopped by. There he is to surprise the fans that were signing his birthday card.
Yeah.
It's always good to have the Fanatic on hand. The fan wagon on the move, guys.
Yeah, the Phillies will celebrate the Fanatic's birthday at the end of April.
Murph, have you been asked to go along on the next one?
Yeah, I signed a contract yesterday. Full-time fan wagon tour guide. So things are looking up.
Hopefully you get a nice day as we had yesterday.
Yeah, that would be nice.
The ball's at 2 strikes to Florimone. Well, they looked good yesterday to do it.
Yeah. Really was a fun bunch, wasn't it, Greg?
It was. They were a great group, and always fun to work with Ricky Bowe. I was his straight man. That's pretty much how it worked.
I thought he was your straight man.
I don't know. We were both straight men. It wasn't very fun.
No balls at 2 strikes to Florimone. Outside, 1-2.
Anything noticeable that you pointed out on the tour guide?
Well, there was an empty lot that I pointed out at one point.
Did you call it an empty lot?
I did.
Attaboy.
Did you say over here there's an empty lot?
Yeah. Just in case they didn't see it.
2-2.
I did, as we made the turn down Broad Street, I did say, how cool would this be if it was lined with Phillies fans in a year or two, and we're going down on a double-decker bus on a parade route. You all got excited about that.
Yeah. It would be cool to go on a double-decker bus to do that. Here comes the 2-2 to Florimone. Out toward left center field. It's not deep. Pollock comes sprinting in. They'll make the catch. And 1 out here in the 6th inning. And that brings Alfaro up. Alfaro has struck out twice. Once swinging, once looking. Phillies need a nice big jolt right now.
Yes, indeed. Aaron Altera and Michael Franco, the only ones not to strike out.
Well, 11 strikeouts tonight for Robbie Ray. Salas has faced 3 batters. He's gotten 2 to fly out and another one to single. Oh, and 1. Salas last year pitched for the Angels just in 13 games, had an ERA of 2.63, and also was with the Mets for 48 games, had an ERA of 6 with New York. He was released by the Mets, signed by the Angels, and he's been a good pickup for the Diamondbacks, to the fact that he's pitching to contact. 2 earned runs in 14 1/3 innings so far.
He's been very durable throughout his career.
First with the St. Louis Cardinals, then went to the Angels, before eventually going to the Mets and then back to the Angels as Yaxel Rios loosens up in the bullpen for the Phillies. 2 balls, 1 strike to Alfaro. 2-2. Andrew Chafin, lefty. They have their handle of lefties out in the bullpen. Chafin, McFarland, De La Rosa. And a swing and a miss by Alfaro. That's the 3rd time he has struck out. And it's 12 strikeouts overall for Diamondbacks pitching. 2 outs here in the 6th. And Odubel Herrera will pinch hit. Current NL East standings. Phillies are a half game out behind the Mets. The Mets are trailing the Cardinals as we speak, 4-1. Atlanta's 2.5 games back. Atlanta's tied with Cincinnati in the 9th inning. So that'll be it for Salas. Torey Lovullo will come out to make a pitching change. with 2 outs and a runner at first base. We'll be back with the left-hander right after this. It's a $15 ticket plus a voucher for something at Ashburn Alley. It's good for the rest of this month of April and also for September. Order as many times as you like. Go to Phillies.com/studentsteal to order, or show your John ID at the Citizens Bank Park ticket window on game days. So Andrew Chafin, with lefties hitting 154 against him. He's got a lefty here with Franco over at first. Odubel will be the first pinch hitter off the bench. Herrera getting the day off. $11 for 26 as a pinch hitter, and the Phils need him to get one here just to keep this inning alive for the top of the order. Oh man, hit right in the backside.
How's that for your day off?
Well, he's reached base safely again.
Man. There's just no avoiding this one. Off the hip, his right hip.
Now 2 on with 2 outs, and Cesar is up. The on base streak is now at 24 for Odubel Herrera. Outside 1-0.
Come to a game and miss by that much, man. I mean, that was destined to hit him as soon as he released it. Chafin, nice easy motion. Ball really explodes out of his hand.
Check swing, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The end of the bat toward the opening of the dugout. That may have cracked the bat of Cesar.
Just thinking ahead here, Tom. You'd hate to get Cesar out of the ball game, because of what he can do and how he can set the table offensively. You think Odubel stays in, goes to center, and Kingery goes to second?
I think there's a chance that Kingery goes to short. I mean, you're still, you know, you're closer
right
to the pitcher's spot, but I think Odubel.
Yeah.
I think Odubel stays in the game.
And then Kingery will go to short, and then
Kingery will go to short, or yeah.
Okay.
2-2 to Cesar. Now 3-2. I just don't think you want to take Cesar out, but I could be wrong.
Right.
But he's going to get a hit here anyway, Ben, so that's going to change the whole topic.
Threaten me with a good time.
Santana's on deck. Runners go. The ball down the right field line. Dyson on the run toward foul territory, and it's off his glove. A foul ball.
But the way that ball came back.
It really did come back. I mean, the breeze is going that way, but it's still surprising that it came back that far.
Dyson really just overruns it. Love to see the Phillies take advantage of the opposing team's mistakes. That's a mistake there by Dyson. See if Cesar can capitalize.
Runners will be off again on this 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball toward the hole, a base hit, it's a left field. Franco's around third. He'll score easily, and it's a 5-4 ball game.
And he did. Made him pay.
Second hit of the night for Cesar.
How'd you know he was going to get a hit, Tom?
Just had a feeling.
Goes fastball away, slider, check swing, change up there, slider down and in. There's the foul ball that Dyson misses, and then he gets one and dumps it in the left field. Good base running by Michael. No hesitation by Dusty Wathan. Well done.
Well, now another base hit would tie the game up as the runners lead off first and second with Santana up at the plate, and he takes low 1-0. Two balls and no strikes. Whoa, the bat goes flying. That is the farthest I think I've seen a bat go.
That was a good one.
I mean, way down the third base line.
You get a stat cast on the bat throw. Whoop. And it didn't hit a thing. Didn't hit a thing.
No, it didn't. Little of that Matty Mota stick.
Carlos always uses one of those lizard skins on his bat. This one doesn't have the lizard skin.
You're right. Carlos 0 for 2 against Chafin. 2 balls and 1 strike to Santana. 2-2. They're working him away an awful lot as a right-handed hitter. And a foul tip hung onto by Avila. And the Phils settle for 1 run, so they draw a little closer here in the 6th inning. We'll move to the 7th. It's a 1-run game. Diamondbacks up by 5-4. Diamondbacks on top 5-4 here in the top of the 7th inning. And Yaxel Rios is going to take over on the mound. And he will face the pinch hitter Christian Walker. He will pinch hit for Andrew Chafin. There's Yaxel. Walker has just 8 plate appearances. He's hitting a .143. See Yaxel's numbers. Yaxel's been good. Bouncing ball foul past Dave McKay. He's been around long enough to know that he shouldn't handle those. Swing, and it's 1-2. Walker in the minor leagues last year hit 32 home runs, had 114 runs batted in. He did that in Reno. The year before that, with the Orioles AAA team, he had 18 home runs, 64 runs batted in. Minor leagues, he has 108 home runs during his time. 32 is the most he's had in a season, but he's also had 26 in a year. That was between Bowie and Norfolk. Outside. Christian Walker was a 49th round pick by the Dodgers out of Kennedy Kendrick in Norristown. At ball 4, pitched low, and then he went on to the University of South Carolina, where the Orioles took him. All right, so a leadoff walk, and here's David Peralta. He's the first player from Kennedy Kendrick to make it to the big leagues. There have been others that have been playing professionally. As that one is hit out towards short. Diving stop. Florimone. High toss to second for one. Over to first. Double play. Oh, man, was that a fancy one. There have been 3 brilliant plays tonight from Pedro Florimone. But that was the pièce de résistance right there.
Manos de oro. Hands of gold right here by Pedro Florimone. This is your GMC precision play of the game. Ranging to his right. Stab. Perfect toss to Cesar. Quick exchange. And they got to hustle because Peralta can get down the line. Outstanding all the way around. Wow. It's your GMC precision play of the game.
Slow-mo shows that they just barely got him. The Diamondbacks decide not to challenge it. Axel Rios certainly liked it. So here is Ketel Marte at a first pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Three dazzlers.
Really had, I mean, I know the other 2 were, well, the one was definitely glove side, but that was the hardest of the 3.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to kind of reach back to make that play. He's always been a good defender. There's no question about his defense. And in a slick infield, too. Ketel is 0 for 3. That one's out to left field. Hoskins going back. He has room, and the inning is over. Well, that defensive play by Florimone certainly changed the way this inning looked. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Time to stretch after an 11-pitch inning. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, Alex Avila has been a one-man wrecking crew tonight for the Diamondbacks. 3 for 3, a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Vince Velasquez went 4 2/3, allowed 4 earned runs, couple of walks, 6 strikeouts. So now as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Phils will send Kingery, Hoskins, and Altera against right-hander Yoshi Hirano, who is out of Yuji, Japan, where he played 11 seasons in Japan for Oryx. He was mostly a starting pitcher for his first 3 years, but then a relief pitcher after that. A 1.93 ERA. Last 2 years in Japan at the age of 32 and 33, he had an ERA of about 2.5. And he was the closer for Oryx. As Kingery shows bunt, and it's 0-1.
Fastball splitter, 90-93 with a fastball splitter, 82-85. He just saw the splitter.
He is 34 years old. He signed a 2-year contract with the Diamondbacks. Swing and a miss. So Kingery strikes out for the 4th time tonight. That's 14 strikeouts for Diamondbacks pitching. And Reese Hoskins is coming up.
Well, unfortunately, there's a first time for everything in this game. It's the first time to strike out 4 times in a ball game. Probably the first time he's ever done it in his life.
It could be. At least in a long time.
Seriously.
Yeah. Hoskins takes outside, 1-0. Last year, Hirano led the Pacific League with 40 saves. One ball and 1 strike. Played for the Japanese national team in the World Baseball Classic before they lost to the United States 2-1 in the semifinal round. They finished in 3rd place. Down low, 2-1. Hirano has said that he wants to get a chance to face Ohtani this year, which the Diamondbacks will. He said, "Oh, young Mr. Ohtani. I have faced him many times in Japan, and I want to shut him down over here as well." Probably be kind of a neat rivalry. See those two face off. He's faced him 15 times, and he struck out Ohtani 7 times in Japan.
Wow. Ohtani starting tonight for the Angels.
Yep. Outside, ball 4. So Hoskins walks for the 2nd time. He's been on base the last 3 times, and here's Aaron Altair. Ohtani's starting against the Astros. That game's in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Angels are in top 4-3. Altair has a 2-run double tonight. He's walked and he's flied out to center.
His last at bat hit a bullet to Pollock in center.
One's pulled towards shortstop. Ahmed has it, and as he's stumbling, is able to turn a double play. Wow. I thought they were going to be content just getting one, but they're able to get two. 6-4-3. That wraps up the 7th. We'll move on to the 8th. Your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Heard of your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com and buy WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast free delivery? Nobody does it better. As the rain falls here at Citizens Bank Park, it's been falling for the last several innings. Has not impeded the play. In fact, both shortstops are putting on a clinic defensively tonight as we go to the 8th inning. Florimone, he's made 3 excellent plays, including a double play that you're going to see from time to time. Dave McKay forgot his helmet, so he's got to go get it. I don't think anybody will get on him for that.
No.
The veteran Dave McKay has been coaching
First base forever.
Forever. A's, Cardinals, and now Diamondbacks. Oh, he's with the Cubs also. I think in between the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks. Goldschmidt takes outside, 1-1. Bouncing ball right side, and Cesar's got it. Oh, you better hurry. And safe at first is Goldschmidt.
God, he can boogie.
He does run for a big guy. Phillies will take a look at it, but it looked like he beat it.
Yeah.
You got to capitalize on getting him to keep it in the yard, and they did. But he just beat it. Oh, did he get the bag, Ben?
Yes. Not doing the little things.
Front of the bag.
Difference between a hit or a 4-3.
A frustrating 4-3.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's A.J. Pollock. Yeah, pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes. By the way, Ben, before the night gets away from us, got a very special birthday down in the production cavity. Our very own John DeSangro, our associate producer,
Sang
is celebrating a birthday today. It's somewhere between 40 and 60. We're not totally sure what it is, but he'll keep that to himself, and we hope he had a great day.
Happy birthday, Sang.
There's a strike, and that ball goes right between the legs of Cesar. They had him at second base, too. And Goldschmidt pops up and goes to third. Goldschmidt's got himself 9 lives.
What happened there? It's
Well,
like the ball just surprised Cesar.
Yeah, I think he just missed it.
Maybe he thought it was going to bounce. He just took his eye off it. Wanted to see where he could see his, you see him peek up just at the last minute to see where Goldschmidt was.
Well, it did bounce, but
well, it's a simple catch and tag.
I agree.
You've been better off just backhanding it and then immediately dragging the tag. Been a lot quicker that way.
Well, the Phillies have to play the infield in. The count is 1-2 to A.J. Pollock. A stolen base, E2. And it remains 1-2 to A.J. Pollock. Dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball back towards short over the head of Florimone. And a run will score. It's an RBI single for A.J. Pollock. And it's now a 6-4 game. Well, credit Paul Goldschmidt because he made that run. Hustling up out of the batter's box to beat a throw over to second base, from second base to first. A swipe of second over to third on the error.
See where Florimone is at short. Shorten up, put it in play, stay up the middle. It's right in front of the plate and over the head of Florimone.
Descalso now the batter with a runner at first. Runner goes, pitches high, throw to second base is off the glove of Florimone. So stolen base. That's his 6th stolen base.
Obviously, they're seeing something here on Yaxel. That's a great pitch to throw on.
I think they had him again.
Would have been close.
Yeah, it would have been close. You're right.
They're doing this on a wet track, too.
Adam Morgan loosening up in the bullpen. There goes the runner from second. The pitch is hit in the air to deep right field. That is going to be long gone. 2-run home run. So 3 runs have scored for the Diamondbacks here in the 8th inning. Yeah, that's the 3rd home run of the year for Daniel Descalso.
We talked about in the open how this offense is starting to come alive for the Diamondbacks to go along with the very good pitching, and you're seeing a little bit of that offensive explosion this evening. Fastball right down the middle. And really wanted that baseball.
Not that beer. Oh, man. Off the outside corner, 1-0.
Still nobody out.
He's going to have to do some laundry.
Like a full beer, too.
Well, part of it went in his mouth. Alfaro out to talk to Yaxel Rios. And now Rick Kranitz will join him out on the mound.
Now, does this count as 2 visits?
No, just one. Just one and only one. Once you're out there, you can invite anybody to the party, Ben.
I'm saying Jorge was out there. It could have been a time before Cranny went out.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You know?
All right, so the meeting is over with on the mound. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Tapper, 2-1. Diamondbacks give it to this ball game on top of the Dodgers by 4 games and the Rockies by 4.5. Dodgers have won 3 straight. The Diamondbacks have won 2 straight coming in. Dodgers are just underway out in Los Angeles against Miami. 3-1. It's going to be a good division. I think if the Rockies can continue to figure out their pitching, then they're going to be in the mix. Let's see the standings. And Alfaro needs a new helmet. San Diego at 9-15. They lost Hosmer today. He had to leave for a family emergency, a medical family emergency. Three and 1. And the pitch to Ahmed. He fouls it off his foot. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again 3-2 as Ahmed fouls it away. Cubs and the Indians played again today. I say again because it's a rematch of the World Series 2 years ago. Cubs won it today 10-3. There were no signs of Michael Martinez in the game. Swing and a miss. Ahmed tried to hold it up, but he went around. That's the third time he has struck out tonight. And one out here in the 8th inning. Phillies fans, a reminder, watch your team battle the Arizona Diamondbacks Thursday afternoon at 1 Eastern for this week's MLB Facebook Watch Game. Follow MLB Live on Facebook to catch exclusive national game broadcasts all season long. Ben, you got any insights on what's going to happen on the Facebook game?
We have a few things we're going to take care of.
Very ambiguous. You're not going to give us any insight on what you're going to do? You're going to wear a tie?
No tie.
All right.
Button down and jacket.
Oh, casual. Up through the stadium PA, and he's in right field. Scott Kingery goes over to center field, and Drew Hutchison will come on to pitch for the Phils. Hutchison 1-1 with an ERA of 4.76. And he will face Alex Avila, a 184 hitter, but he was hitting 115 when the night began. He is 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, couple runs scored. At a first pitch fastball in the inner half, 0-1. Check swing at a pitch that must have been low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. All those strikeouts that we had early in the game, and now the pitchers are having a little trouble finding the strike zone. Working some deep counts. Two and 2. But he got him. First time tonight that Avila has been retired. 2 outs in the 8th. And Gerard Dyson coming up. Dyson is 1 for 2. Homered his first time, walked, and hit it to a double play. Strike 0-1. Two and one. Three and one. So ball 4, and John Ryan Murphy will pinch hit. Hitting .261 with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. Nothing inside corner. No balls and 1 strike.
You won't see a National League team carry 3 catchers that often. But the first team that I remember this season that has 5 bench players as opposed to just the 4.
Yeah, the Braves had 3 catchers early on, but then they all kept getting hurt. 0-2. Throw over, and Dyson's back ahead of the tag. Strike 3 on the swing and a foul tip. So 3 strikeouts in the inning, but also 3 runs for the Diamondbacks. Scalzo with the big blow. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies down 4. 7:05, a free Fanatic bucket hat to kids 14 and under. Make sure to get to the ballpark early for the Phillie Fanatics Doggy Extravaganza birthday show starting at 1 p.m. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets right now. Phillies Extravaganza. Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the veteran Jorge De La Rosa will take over. Another one of the lefties.
It is something watching. Look at these ERAs as they come out of the bullpen.
Yeah, very good. So it's a 1.88 ERA. The batting average against for the Diamondbacks staff as a whole is 206. That's tops in the National League. The Phillies, it's 226. They're among the top 5. Phillies have allowed 12 home runs coming into tonight's game. So De Los Santos will face Franco, who was 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run. Franco hit a ball right up the middle his last time up. It was nice to see. Clean, crisp swing, no bailing. Breaking ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Way inside, 2-1. Tomorrow, a great pitching matchup. It'll be Jake Arrieta against Zach Greinke. First pitch is scheduled for 7:05. It's also a Hatfield Dollar Dog night. 2-1 is hit off the mound. Hit sharply again.
Yeah.
Marte is there to field it. What a way. And Floremone's coming up. Florimone is 1 for 3. Inside corner, and it's 0-1. And now 1 ball and 1 strike. De La Rosa is now 37 years old. He got his big league career with the Milwaukee Brewers, then went to Kansas City. It was with Colorado, though, where he put together some really good numbers for a few years as a starting pitcher. Won 16 games back in 2009. It was nasty. Averaged over a strikeout per inning pitched. It's 2-2. Out towards shortstop. Ahmed charging. Florimone hustling. 2 outs. After the ball game, stay tuned for Rob Ellis, Ricky Metallico, and Corey Seidman. They'll have Phillies post-game live highlights and analysis. That's presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Again, it's coming up. It's Phillies post-game live. And now Jorge Alfaro.
De La Rosa, despite now being out of the bullpen, still has assortment of pitches, all 4.
And arm angles. Diehard still soaking it in. Game 1 of this 3-game series. 0-1. A game that was well within reach for the Phils. Alfaro is 0 for 3. He has struck out 3 times. But a tough night for him. Tough night for Kingery. 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Off the hands, out towards shallow right center, and Pollock will corral it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for De La Rosa. All right, so we've played 8 innings here in Philadelphia tonight, game 1 of this 3-game series. We'll move to the 9th. Phillies down 8-4. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Drew Hutchison will continue on here in the top of the 9th inning. And he will face David Peralta, who is 1 for 4. A couple strikeouts, a double. And he hit it to a 6-4-3 double play. Whacks the first pitch off his leg, and it's 0-1. Broken back ground ball. That's going to wind up being backhanded by Cesar and over to first, not in time. And Peralta has his second hit. And they'll bring Marte up. Ball and no strikes. Diamondbacks thought they were going to get Jake Lamb back for this series against the Phils. That would even fortify this lineup more. As Marte takes a strike. Lamb was dealing with an elbow issue. He has right elbow tendonitis. He was originally rehabbing a sore shoulder. So he did not travel with the Diamondbacks here to Philadelphia. Back toward the middle, and Florimon can't get this one. And back-to-back hits. That puts runners on first and second. Well, congratulations to the Philadelphia 76ers. They have defeated the Miami Heat 104-91. They advanced to the second rounds. Brett Brown's team didn't have as many worries today as they had in previous games. They didn't need a fourth quarter blast.
No.
I don't know if they were as sharp as they would have liked to have been, but they certainly did the job. So here is Goldschmidt. And he takes a strike, 0-1. The other injury that the Diamondbacks are hoping to overcome is that of Steven Souza. He took the final step in his rehab this past Sunday. He's been having a pectoral injury, right pectoral injury.
Today is his birthday.
That's why he wanted to come back. He wanted everybody to wish him happy birthday.
Yeah.
Count remains 0-2. Last year, the Diamondbacks won their wild card game against the Rockies and then were swept out by the Dodgers in the postseason. Swing and a miss. Goldschmidt strikes out. 1 out. So this is not a total surprise that they're off to this kind of start. Maybe it's a surprise because they have been banged up so much. They traded Brandon Drury to the Yankees during spring training. I think a lot of people were surprised by that. But because they had Marte, who could play second base, because they potentially had Lamb, who wasn't injured at the time, they like Ahmed at shortstop, so that moves Marte to second base. So they had a surplus.
The Yankees were very happy to get Drury.
Yeah, I don't think they realized that he suffered from migraines, which have caused some problems for playing time. I thought that was a great pickup for the Yankees.
Yeah.
One ball, one strike to Pollock. And pitch down and away, 2-1.
This is the most straightaway defense I've seen on any hitter all season.
Yeah, it is pretty straight away in the outfield. Maybe Nick is, a few steps over, but not much.
I mean, that is straight up as straight up can be.
Off the glove of Alfaro, and the runners will advance to second and third. A wild pitch is charged to Hutchison. And ball 4. So the bases are now loaded. Descalso is coming up. Descalso hit a home run his last time up. He is 1 for 3. See if the Phillies can roll a double play ball here and get out of this bases loaded jam. 0-1 as Hutchison delivers. Outside and high. Fouled away, 1-2. Ground ball to first base. That could be 2. Santana's coming home. That is an odd double play. It's going to go 3-2.
And Hutchison gets out of it unscathed.
That is amazing.
Well, you can do that when you have the arm of Carlos Santana.
Very true. A catcher's arm.
It's a heck of a play.
They're holding the Phils for a moment. Peralta thought he might have gotten under it. That's an excellent play and a great throw. And he just got him to wrap up the inning. Delivery of the game. Go back to the 5th inning, Ben.
And he just gets a fastball here on fence. Supposed to be away. Sneaks it somehow down the line with the bases loaded to plate a couple for the Diamondbacks. David Peralta for K's his first 2 times up. That put them ahead for good. They are your WB Mason delivery of the game.
Yeah, so now McFarland will take over. TJ McFarland will take over for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the 9th inning. McFarland a 2.16 earned run average. And Nick Williams will lead it off. First pitch, a fastball on the inside corner, 0-1. Well, this has not been the cleanest of the 5 games the Phillies have played here on this homestand. First 4 against the Pirates. Phillies played solid defense, had some timely hitting. Not so much tonight.
We've been spoiled early on here.
Yes, sir. 1-2. Well, W not going so well tonight, and time for some golf on the right. It's still been a really good year, Philadelphia sports. Woo.
Yeah.
And Williams strikes out. So one gone here in the 9th inning. And Cesar is coming up. Cesar has a couple hits tonight and a run scored, an RBI. Outside 2-0. Outside corner, two balls, 1 strike. Cesar to shortstop. Ahmed's up with it. 2 outs.
He is good out there, isn't he?
Yeah, he took his momentum right to the bag, but there was a time when he was first up in the big leagues that he didn't really hit the ball that well. But he has hit enough. Here is Santana. He is 1 for 4 with a run scored. And a pitch at the knees.
Well, you get through Robbie Ray, and then the ERAs that come into the game: 1.84, 1.35, 1.74, 1.13, and McFarland here at 2.
Why is Boxberger throwing in the bullpen? In case a couple of guys get on?
Yes.
Brad Boxberger is the closer.
3 bloops and a blast.
Good work. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two. Phillies are down to their final strike. Yeah, that's the ball game. A swing and a miss by Santana, and the Phillies go down quietly in their half of the 9th inning. Nothing across for the Phils. A lot of strikeouts tonight for the Phils hitters, 16 in all, as the Diamondbacks win it by a final score of 8-4. It's their 8th consecutive win at Citizens Bank Park. It's the longest streak in an opponent's park in franchise history. And don't forget, the Phillies had their number before that streak started. The Diamondbacks had been 4-18 against the Phillies before the streak started. Alex Avila is our Chevrolet player of the game. He came in hitting just 115, but a home run, 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and a couple runs scored. So game 1 goes to the Arizona Diamondbacks and Torey Lovullo by a final score of 8-4. Phils will be able to bounce back tomorrow. We'll take a break and be back to wrap it up right after this.